How do you choose the recipient of a Sir George Martin Award? Well, there was one thing we had to do, and that was to ask Giles Martin, the son of Sir George Martin, of course, but a Grammy-winning producer in his own right. And Giles has given me a message to read out tonight. My father would have been so proud to have the A&R Award named after him at this wonderful event, and would have been honoured to have an artist present it as prolific, creative, and enigmatic as Damon Albarn.
This guy has, and Muff Winwood said, fucking A&R guys always say shit. This guy's never, ever, ever said to me, anything I've done is shit. He might not have said it's great, but he's never said it's shit. And he's always been there for me every fucking second of the last nearly 30 years. He's been there for me. I would trust him with my life. I think he's a rare, rare, rare gem in this world. And can you please all give a really fucking big hand for Mike Smith?
I feel I should be saying something very deep and meaningful, but...
Speak up.
This is a man who stopped me getting sober for years, and I'm enormously grateful to what we went through together. George Martin, he, growing up in Liverpool, in the 70s, the Beatles are there every single day of your life. They're on the radio. Every time I went around my nan's, they'd be on the radio. And George Martin really figured large in that as the fifth member of the Beatles, and I grasped from that what an A&R man was at a very early age in my life. And I really wanted to be an A&R man from the minute I started working, listening to music on the radio. And the weird thing is, there's a strange connection between Mike Smith and George Martin. For those of you who know your history, Mike Smith, my namesake, was an A&R man at Decca back in the early 60s. And the reason I mention that, apart from trying to link me to a genius like George Martin, is he went up to see them in the Cavern and he loved that band and he felt it with his gut. And then he came back to London and talked himself out of it. And we have a habit of talking ourselves out of brilliant decisions all the time. It's very easy to talk yourself out of why you should sign something. And I think as A&R people, if we can listen to our guts a little bit more, you can really do some magic. We need to listen to our artists maybe a little bit more than we do. George Martin totally understood that, and that's why I think he got real greatness out of them. And the artists that I've worked with over the years have told me more about how to make records and how to find other new artists. They're the best judge of the competition, that they know where the next changes are coming from. The other thing I really want to say thank you to, as A&R people, we are nothing without the people who let us do what we do. And I never thought I could get a job doing this, and I was very lucky that Paul Connolly a long time ago gave me my first break and let me work at MCA Music. So to all the wonderful people who've given me that opportunity to sign some mad shit over the years, I'm really, really grateful for that, and thank you all. Obviously, I'm enormously grateful to Damon, who put a lot of faith in me as a 23-year-old who'd never done anything, and that bond has kept us together all this time. A lot of people have said, why do we need another award show? But I think it's wonderful that we do get a chance to celebrate the people who are in the back room a little bit, and we should feel proud that we're part of this amazing business. But I want to say thank you, obviously, to MBW for this. I do think it's been a great night, and I don't know if anybody's going to applaud you, Tim, but cheers for a great night. I think you put on a good party, so thank you so much for that. And there's lots of really special and very important people in the room, but the three most important people in the room, and I can actually get emotional at this point, are Jo, my wife, and Stevie and Scarlett, my daughters, and I'm so proud they're here. Because They've managed to put up with Joe in particular has put up with, how many years is it now? It's about 25 years of me going out pretty much most nights of the week, seeing bands that everyone else thought were ridiculous, and I somehow managed to see something in them. Other people were probably more right than I was, but they've been the absolute rock on which I've been able to do everything in my life, and I couldn't do it without them. So, thanks to them. And why do I do it? I fucking love it. I am enormously privileged to do it. You're all enormously privileged to do it. And we all get stressed out, and we all go mental, and we moan and complain about it. Don't moan and complain. It's the best job in the world. So celebrate yourselves. Cheers.